Hi there. Do you know what the world's wealthiest people actually do before the sun even comes up? Not the meetings, not the business deals, not the numbers on a screen. I'm talking about the quiet private hour before anyone else is even awake. Because here's the truth. Most people wake up already behind, rushing, checking their phone within seconds of opening their eyes, reacting to the world before they've even had a chance to think for themselves. But the wealthiest, most successful people on the planet do the exact opposite. They protect their mornings like it's the most valuable asset they own. And today, I'm going to walk you through 10 morning habits that separate the ultra successful from everyone else. But stay until the end, because habit number 6 is the one almost nobody talks about, and it might be the most powerful one on this entire list. Habit number 1, they wake up before everyone else. This isn't a coincidence, and it isn't about being a morning person by nature. It's a deliberate choice. Many of the world's most successful entrepreneurs and CEOs wake up between 4:30 and 6 in the morning, consistently, every single day, weekends included. Why? Because those early hours are the only hours of the day that truly belong to them. No emails, no meetings, no interruptions, no one asking anything of them. It's not about punishing yourself with less sleep. Most of them go to bed early too. It's about protecting a block of uninterrupted time before the world wakes up and starts pulling you in 100 directions. Think about it this way. If you wake up at the same time as everyone else, you're immediately competing for the same hours, the same attention, the same mental bandwidth as millions of other people. But if you wake up even 90 minutes earlier, you gain something money genuinely cannot buy back once it's gone: uninterrupted time. That early window becomes a kind of quiet advantage. While the rest of the world is still asleep, they've already had time to think clearly, plan intentionally, and start the day on their own terms instead of someone else's. Habit number 2, they don't touch their phone first thing. And this might be the hardest habit on this list, and also one of the most important. Most people reach for their phone within the first minute of waking up. Notifications, emails, social media, and just like that, their entire mental state for the day is being shaped by other people's demands before they've even gotten out of bed. Wealthy, high-performing individuals do something different. Many of them wait 30 minutes, sometimes a full hour, before they even look at a screen. Instead, that first block of time is spent in silence or with intention, giving their mind a chance to wake up on its own terms rather than being hijacked immediately by outside noise. Habit number 3, they move their body. Almost every successful person you'll study has some form of morning movement built into their routine. It doesn't have to be an intense workout. For some, it's a full gym session. For others, it's a simple walk outside, some stretching, or even just a few minutes of deep breathing exercises. The goal isn't necessarily fitness, although that's a welcome side effect. The real goal is circulation, energy, and mental clarity. Movement in the morning sends a signal to your brain and body. We are awake, we are alert, and we are ready to perform. It's a small action with a disproportionately large impact on the rest of the day. There's also a mental side effect that often gets overlooked. Physical movement, even something as simple as a 10-minute walk, has been shown to boost mood and reduce anxiety for hours afterward. So it's not just about the body, it's about walking into the rest of the day from a calmer, more grounded mental state. Habit number 4, they plan the day on paper. Not on a phone, not on a laptop, on actual paper with an actual pen. Many high performers write down their top 3 priorities for the day, first thing in the morning, before distractions have a chance to pull them off course. There's something powerful about physically writing your goals down. It forces clarity. It's much harder to write a vague, unfocused plan than it is to type one carelessly into a notes app. This simple 5-minute habit means that by the time these people sit down at their desk, they already know exactly what matters most, instead of spending the first hour of work simply figuring out what to do. Habit number 5, they eat with intention. Breakfast, for most wealthy individuals, isn't a rushed bowl of cereal eaten while scrolling through headlines. It's often simple but deliberate, a protein-rich meal, sometimes eaten in silence, sometimes shared with family, but almost never eaten while multitasking or distracted. The idea here is simple. If you rush through even the small moments of your morning, you're training your mind to operate in a constant state of urgency and stress. Eating slowly with attention is a small daily practice in presence. And presence, it turns out, is one of the most underrated traits among people who consistently perform at a high level. And now, the habit I mentioned at the very beginning. Habit number 6, they spend time in complete silence, alone, with no goal and no agenda. This might be 5 minutes of meditation. It might be sitting quietly with a cup of coffee, staring out a window, doing absolutely nothing productive at all. And here's why this matters so much. In a world that constantly pushes constant productivity, constant output, constant noise, the ability to simply sit in silence, undistracted, has become almost rare. But nearly every high performer who's ever been studied on this topic mentions some version of this habit, not because it makes them more productive in the moment, but because it gives their brain the space to actually process, reflect, and reset. Without this quiet space, the mind never truly rests, and a mind that never rests eventually burns out, no matter how disciplined the rest of the routine is. This is the habit almost everyone skips, because it doesn't feel productive, it doesn't look impressive, but it might be the single most important 5 minutes of the entire day. Think about the last time you actually sat still, with no phone, no music, no distraction, for even 5 uninterrupted minutes. For most people, that's an uncomfortable thought. We've become so used to constant stimulation that stillness almost feels unnatural. But that discomfort is exactly the point. Sitting with silence trains your mind to tolerate stillness, to think clearly without needing outside noise to fill the space. And that skill, the ability to think clearly in silence, turns out to be one of the quiet advantages behind some of the best decision-making in business and in life. Habit number 7, they review their goals, not just their tasks. There's a difference between a to-do list and a goal review. A to-do list tells you what to do today. A goal review reminds you why any of it matters. Many successful people spend a few minutes each morning reconnecting with their bigger picture, their long-term vision, their reason for doing what they do. This simple habit prevents something dangerous, becoming so busy with daily tasks that you completely lose sight of the direction you're actually supposed to be heading in. Habit number 8, they limit decision fatigue. Some of the most recognizable figures in business are famous for wearing nearly identical outfits every single day. This isn't about a lack of style. It's about conserving mental energy. Every decision you make, no matter how small, uses up a limited resource, your daily willpower and focus. By removing small, unnecessary decisions from the morning, what to wear, what to eat, which route to take, successful people preserve their mental energy for the decisions that actually matter. This principle applies far beyond just clothing. Some people prep the same breakfast every day. Others follow the exact same morning sequence in the exact same order without variation. It might sound boring on the surface, but the goal isn't excitement in the morning. It's saving your mental sharpness for the moments later in the day when it actually counts, like a difficult negotiation, a big decision, or a creative problem that needs real focus. Habit number 9, they avoid rushing no matter what. This might be the most counterintuitive habit on the list. You'd expect busy, successful people to be in a constant hurry every single morning, but often it's the opposite. Their mornings are deliberately unrushed because rushing triggers stress, and stress leads to poor decision making. They wake up early enough that nothing needs to be rushed. There's time for movement, time for planning, time for silence, because the entire structure of the morning was built around avoiding urgency altogether. And finally, habit number 10, they protect this routine like it's non-negotiable. This is perhaps the most important habit of all because it's what makes every other habit on this list actually work. It's easy to have a great morning routine on a calm, easy day. The real test is protecting that routine on a chaotic day, a stressful week, or when travel disrupts everything. The people who see the biggest long-term benefits from their morning habits are the ones who treat this time as sacred, not optional, not something to skip when things get busy, but something to protect no matter what. So there you have it, 10 morning habits shared by some of the world's most successful people. Waking up early, avoiding the phone, moving the body, planning with intention, eating without distraction, sitting in silence, reviewing the bigger picture, reducing small decisions, refusing to rush, and protecting the routine, no matter what. None of these habits require wealth to start. In fact, most of them cost absolutely nothing except a little bit of discipline and consistency. If you pick even 2 or 3 of these habits and apply them starting tomorrow morning, you'll likely notice a difference within just a few weeks. More clarity, more energy, and a greater sense of control over your entire day. Success isn't just built in boardrooms and business meetings. More often than not, it's quietly built in those first 60 minutes after waking up, when no one else is watching. If you found this video valuable, hit like and subscribe for more videos on mindset, money, and the habits of high performers.